Dear Heavenly Father, we ask that you bless this rally. We know that we are at war, and the workers are under oppression. And we pray, God, that you keep your strong hand upon us. We ask that you bless our men and women across this state, that they're able to continue your work, Lord. In your name, Jesus, we pray. Amen. All right.
Amen. Next, I want to bring up our president of the South Carolina Federation of Labor, President Boris Gibson. Let's give a round of applause.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing?
All right.
I need to hear some noise. I need to hear y'all up. Let me hear some noise. Workers, make some noise. All right, I'm glad to be here this morning from the South Carolina AFL-CIO. We're letting you know we're advocating for workers everywhere. And we're going to set the tone with this Labor Day to let this government know and let so-called governor that we'll meet him at the gates of hell. So when we say that, I'm going to bring up the next person, and he's going to bring up the next person. We're going to keep this energy rolling. If you see me and talk to me, I'll be in the crowd.
Let's give a President Gibson. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The workers united will never be defeated.
The workers united will never be defeated.
Let's give it up for Brother Sam Gibbons and the 50-51 movement.
Good morning. So I am Sam Gibbons, a state liaison for 5051 representing South Carolina. We are honored to stand here with this coalition of labor and with labor organizations around this country representing the working class. This is a core aspect of what 5051 represents. The people, the workers, standing up and reminding our government that it exists to ensure peace and prosperity for all Americans, not just hot campaign donors. So today, we march with the simple message, workers over billionaires.
That's right.
You see, having lived here in South Carolina my whole life, I am no stranger to the skepticism of the rich men north of Richmond. I am also keenly aware of the struggle that labor faces in this state. But then, on Inauguration Day, I, like many of you, saw the array of tech billionaires standing behind the president, all too eager to kiss the ring of the king to secure greater prosperity and political powers for themselves. Later in July, the big, beautiful bill passed, with tax cuts for the rich, top 0.01% which belong to account for 14% of our net worth. And if you're like me in the bottom 50%, well, we have just 2.5% of that net worth. Anyway, on August 19th, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals found the National Labor Relations Board is likely unconstitutional. So it starts to add up. The top 10%, and especially the top 1%, is richer than ever. They're manipulating our elections, with some getting a direct say in our government. Our courts are not protecting us, and our Congress is MIA. The system of checks and balances is collapsing. And the truth is, no one is coming to save us. We, the people, are the final check on the balance of power in this country. And when it comes to checking billionaires, labor is the right tool for the job. Strong unions will empower workers to advocate for themselves when the government fails its obligation. The best part is today celebrates that historical precedent. The workers have done this. Labor has done this. In a time of robber barons and boom and bust business cycles, labor movements help improve the lives of Americans. Now, South Carolina, I must ask you, will you allow your voice to be silenced? Are you willing to endure the hardship of mass strike? Are you prepared for the possibility of retaliatory state violence? Are you ready to support the working class? For months we have rallied, building a community and reawakening the spirit of resistance.
Let's give it up for 5051! And who's ready to march today? All right, well, we got a couple more brilliant, wonderful speakers before we get ready to march. And next up is Lawrence Moore. He's gonna speak with Carolina for All, the Alliance for Retired Americans, and up to our SC Jobs for Justice. Let's hear it for Lawrence Moore.
How you doing?
Do good.
Good to see you again. All right. Good to see you. It's awesome to see you out here.
Good morning.
Thank you, man.
We the people. Good morning. Hey, it's a pleasure to be out here with y'all today. 249 years within, look like we got a fight on our hands again. Democracy is at threat. We the people got to defend democracy. I want to make sure everybody understands this. We the people need to stand up for ourselves. Politicians don't do that. We the people. Just like King George, now what's his name? Think he's the king, and all his buddies. We got to stand up to him. We got to tell them no. We got to tell them we're going to unionize. Tell them we're going to demand these rights and privileges, just like they want them and give them. So we the people. Are y'all out there? I hear you. I got the privilege of talking for several different organizations. Alliance for Retired Americans here in South Carolina. Nationally, we got 4.4 million people. I want to ask you to come by the table over there and says Carolina for All. We got retired Americans over there too. Sign up. We can use y'all. We need to be used. We need to get in the fight. Some of you can make phone calls. You might need to go canvassing at time to wake up the rest of America. 2026 is a big, important year. We got to make sure that we get everybody that can vote to vote. So please, sign up for the Alliance of Retired Americans. I get the privilege also of informing everybody about Jobs for Justice. Jobs with Justice, I'm sorry. And the work we're doing with them at Carolina for All. Scout Motors is opening up there in Blythewood. And we got to make sure when the corporate people come into our communities, especially when they use $1.2 billion of South Carolina tax dollars to open up.
I just want to say thank you for being here.
They have
Really
diversity
appreciate
in
it.
their hiring and fundraising, making sure they support the community. We need parks and recreation, we need houses and homes at home. We don't need just support. So please be aware of what's happening with Jobs for Justice. And thank you for coming by our table if you want to register to vote. If you look forward to give someone at home, we need to register and go out and vote. We need to be out. Let's make sure we keep it.
Let's give it up for Mr. Lawrence Moore. All right, next up we're gonna hear from our biggest and the baddest union, the postal workers. How many of you got something in the mail last week? Let's give it up for our postal workers, Local 807, and our president, Betty James Lee.
Good morning, everybody. You heard it here first. My name is Betty James Lee, and I am the president of the Columbia, South Carolina area local of the American Postal Workers Union, the biggest and the baddest postal workers union there is. It is so good employees, we're still paying the contractors, and we don't need a bailout, and we don't need a handout. This administration, and I'm not going to tell you anything different than anybody else, they're going after the unions, and you know why? Because they are afraid of we the people. That's right. Our brothers and sisters in some of the federal unions have been attacked. And we recognize that the American Postal Workers Union is next in line. But we got something for this administration. Let me tell you about a secret weapon that we got. Now don't y'all tell nobody, but I think the president of these United States already knows. It's called the mail-in ballot. Here's what we're gonna do in 2026. When everybody here, for some reason or another, don't want to stand in line all day, you want to take them ballots and bring it to the U.S. Postal Service. You're going to put it in the mail, and we're going to get these ballots to the office where they are so they can be counted so we can kick these suckers out of office. One other thing I got to say, and you heard he said it before, and I'm going to say it again. The U.S. mail is not for sale. The U.S. mail is not for sale.
Let's pump it up for our postal workers. Very good, thank you, President James Leach. Next up, we're going to hear from our teachers. If you ever attended a public school or were a product of a public school, let me hear you make some noise. For President Dina Cruz of the South Carolina Education Association.
Good morning. Are you fired up and ready to go? I can't hear you. Are you fired up and ready to go? Well, good morning again. I am Dina Renee Cruz, and I have the honor of serving as president of the South Carolina Education Association. And yes, we have a capital letter on the because it signifies a major moment in our history. I'm a teacher, so let me give you a history lesson on this Labor Day. Our association, which is the oldest advocacy organization of its kind in South Carolina, was formed through the historic merger of black and white educators back in 1967. They understood that we're stronger when we work together. We were the first in the nation of the national affiliate to join together, to be willing to integrate. That legacy reminds me that we stand on the shoulders of giants who understood that regardless of race, class, color, or creed, when we, working class Americans, unite, our voice and our power can create profound impact. Public education is the largest democratized public good in this nation. And it is essential for the foundation of our democracy. That's why at both the state and federal levels, there is a clear attack to dismantle it in any way possible. That's right. I bring you to the attention of what happened behind these doors. That a voucher was passed to give our public funds to private sectors. And let me tell you, we filed a lawsuit along with the NAACP and other organizations. And let me tell you that last year the Supreme Court said It was unconstitutional to give public funds to private sectors. But when laws are written in certain ways for people to get around what the Supreme Court has said is unconstitutional, bad laws pass. It's time for the people to speak. It's time for the people to say, we don't want this. If we're not going to listen to the Supreme Court, it's time for the people to stand up and say no. I am proud of why we are here today. We are here united and showing those who want to attack and dissolve public education that is not going to happen. Not today. Not today. The SCEA remains steadfast in advocating for our public schools and will continue to fight for their success, for our students, for our communities, for South Carolina's future. Now it's time to show out. Let's get ready to march and fight for what's right. I got my chucks on, so let's get to it.
All right, I don't know one billionaire that ever attended a public school, but I know this. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the billionaires have got to go. Ho, ho, the billionaires have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, these billionaires have got to go. Hey, ho, ho, these billionaires have got to go. Next up, we're going to hear from our president of our government employees who were just attacked by this so-called president.
Sorry about that
and
strap.
our government employees who work for the VA, who support our veterans and our health care. We stand with them, and they're going to lead the way to fight back and defend the working class in our unions. Let's hear it for President Raymond Mitchell, AFGE Local 1915.
AFG as a whole have over 500 members. Most of the agencies trying to eliminate all our members. A lot of agencies going around telling employers there's no more union since they violated our contract on this Trump executive order. But one thing I can say, we have people that resilient, they continue to fight for this union, and we need to continue to fight for this country. You know, one of the things is, the main thing about the government is accountability. There is no accountability in the government at all. And what you know is who you know. And the sad part about all of that is God is still in charge, and we need to realize that. You know, everybody, you know, looking at this president as a God, but even he have accountability, and we need to hold him accountable. Yes! We need to hold our Congress accountable. We need to hold our Senate. And our sad Supreme Court need to be, you know, redone completely. And it's sad, you know, you have all these people that give all their times to the government. We have a lot of VA employees who are veterans being discriminated against. We have veterans that lied to and tell them, well, we can take care of you. Our VA secretaries steady cutting jobs that could continue to threaten people with roofs and everything else, and merely getting the bargaining unit people, you know, step away. But one thing we need to do is it's better to have a union and don't need it than need a union and don't have it. That's right. Other things we need to do is stick together, we need to march together, we need to fight together, we need to continue this fight against our government. It's sad, you know, to look at all.
How you doing today? I liked it how you were just holding it naturally.
Thank
The main thing is we got to continue to stand the fight.
You're welcome.
And we should have a whole lot more people out there, because there's a whole lot of people who are suffering from this administration. They continue to suffer. So the main thing I can say is let's stick together, let's be courageous, and continue to fight.
Let's hear for our AFGE, our veterans, our VA. Next up, we're going to hear from one of our soldiers, one of our generals of the working class, Mr. Kenny Riley from the ILA, the dock workers down in Charleston. These are workers, and the last year they went on strike and they shut down the whole eastern seaboard, and they got what they wanted in 3 days. It only took 3 days. Let's hear it for Kenny Riley in the ILA 1422.
Hello, everybody. It's certainly good to be here. Like he just said, we come from the coast. We are the gatekeepers to the state. If you are exporting anything out of the state of South Carolina, or if you're importing anything into the state of South Carolina, it got to come through us. And so while we are trying to attract all these major manufacturers from abroad that come from union-oriented countries, but yet you recruit to South Carolina, won't refuse to organize with the workers here, refuse to pay the benefits and the pensions that you pay in the European countries and in the Asian countries, but when you come to South Carolina, you just take advantage of the working people. Instead of trying to elevate the conditions here in this state, they take advantage of the cover that the government is giving them. Now, my leg is hurting right now. My leg is hurting. It's not from climbing up these steps. It's not from the march we're getting ready to take. It's because I'm so tired of kicking these right-wing Republicans in their butt. When they come up against the ILA, they better know what they're doing. And we are here to not brag about what we have accomplished, but to show you what is possible. And there are so many natural alliances that should be taking place between our union and, let's say, the UAW. Because all the cars that they're making in this country that's being exported, it come across our docks. So when they're taking on the UAW, when they're taking on manufacturers in this state, the workers, not the corporation, we ought to have that alliance and say, listen, we need your support, ILA. We need to be working together. So listen, 25 years ago, we were on these steps trying to defend dock workers. And you know what? We were successful. The same state of South Carolina just took us on here recently. And they're trying to do it right now. They tried to deny us the right to work at a brand new terminal paid by the taxpayers in this state. And you know what? We shut that new terminal down. $1.5 billion for nearly 2 years to get our rightful jurisdiction. So we are not going back. We are standing in the gap for all workers in this country. And let me tell you, when you fight, you win. And when you fight and you win, they're afraid to challenge you again. Because right now we experience phenomenal growth, not only in South Carolina, we are experiencing growth in Jacksonville, in Brunswick, in New Orleans, in Mobile. They're not even fighting us for organization. We going to thinking we got to get a card, we got to get a union election. They're throwing in the towel, and they're saying, we'll give you neutrality. They're voluntarily going union because they know we will fight and we will win. So we got to come up with better strategies to make sure we continue to win. Let's stand in the gap today for all of those who maybe enjoying their time on the beaches, maybe enjoying their time at resorts, and not knowing that these union people and union supporters are here fighting for them as well today. Thank you all very much. Let's continue to kick butt.
Let's get up for our longshoremen, our dock workers who fought and kicked some ass for the working class. Now let me hear you make some noise if you know that Labor Day is not just a mattress sale. It's not just a furniture sale. It's a day to recognize the power of the working class, and there's nobody more powerful than our service workers. I want to recognize our service workers, and if we could have Miss Naomi Harris, or speaker from the service workers, is going to come up and tell you how they're organizing in our retail, in our hospitality, in the Waffle House, against workplace violence, against low poverty wages. Let's get it up on the front line, the USSW!
Hey everybody, my name is Naomi Harris, and I'm a proud member of the Union of Southern Service Workers. Today is the day that starts our solidarity season. This day is about honoring the working class and all of the organizing that needs to be done. It is important for us to organize because we can't let the bosses and billionaires decide our futures. We have to break the generational curse of taking what's been handed down to us. If we feel squeezed now for wages, housing, and healthcare, it's only going to get worse. Our children are going to be left with a mess if we don't do something right here, right now. We need to organize for our children and for our futures. We need everybody to speak up. All it takes is one voice and everybody can follow behind. This is the time. It always starts with one person and everyone comes up behind them. Push past your fear and do what you know in your heart is right. With all of our voices together, we can all be unstoppable. Who are we? And what do we do? Who are we? And what do we do? Thank y'all.
Let's give it up for our service workers. We wouldn't be nothing without our service workers. Next up, we're going to hear from our campus workers at the University of South Carolina, all across this state. Let's give it up for our professors, our students, our custodial, our parking, our landscaping. Let's hear from our chair, Josh John of United Campus Workers at USC. Good morning.
If you know your history, you understand that the moral compass of this country often is on our college campuses, whether it was the civil rights movement, whether it was the anti-apartheid movement, the anti-war movement, our college campuses stood up for justice, but our college campuses only work because our campus workers work. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna say what I need to say. That United Campus Workers, we're here to stand up for the people who do right by our students, our custodial staff, our landscapers, our IT workers, our administrators, who deserve a living wage, who deserve a workplace where they have control, where they are the experts on what they are doing and they get paid for it. We're here to help. Come see us at our table. I gotta say thank you all so much.
Good to see you, Will. Yeah, man.
All right, we're coming to halfway in our program. Who's ready to march?
Is your better half here?
All right, we're coming up. We're going to hear from Francine Thompson for the National AFL-CIO, our senior field rep. She's going to tell you about why it's better in a union.
Yes, it is, and good morning. I bring you greetings from President Schuler and Secretary Treasurer Fred Redmond of the National AFL-CIO in Washington, D.C. Now more than ever, it is time to organize. There's undeniable energy in the South, and we must raise the South, and we must organize the South, because every worker deserves fairness, security, and dignity in their workplace. Yes, so we're going to march for the workers, because we know that more than 70% of young folks 30 and under deserve and believe in unions. So now it's time to educate, mobilize, strategize, and organize. So thank you guys, and thank you for coming out today. I'm going to pass it back.
Thank you, my sister Francine. Now we're going to hear from our brother, Reverend Jason Myers. Reverend Jason Myers is a strong faith leader from Chester. He's based out of Chester with the Chester Worker Empowerment Center. Let's hear it up for brother, Reverend Jason Myers.
I wonder how many of y'all know about a Lutheran minister who actually organized an assassination plot against Hitler. His name was Dietrich Bonhoeffer, and he said, he's the one that taught us that silence equals violence. And so I'm glad to see South Carolina show up today in its capital city to let the billionaires, those who control the powers behind us, that we will not be silent. I want to hear y'all say something that I learned from the Poor People's Campaign, the new Poor People's Campaign. Fired up? Y'all say ready to go. Fired up? Fired up? Fired up? We are ready to go. How many of you know that the economic developers in our state are doing a wonderful job getting new jobs in South Carolina? There is literally billions of dollars poured into our state. In Chester County alone, over $2.5 billion worth of economic investment in the last 5 years. It's our job as we the people to make sure that those jobs are good, fair jobs, safe jobs, union jobs. We want to make sure that people have a dignity and worth, because all labor has dignity and worth. All people are created in the image of our Creator and deserve a living wage. They deserve to be able to have time off to spend with their families, to get back to the community that they remind you quickly, I need to remind y'all why we as a faith community have to show up and why we are here today. The faith community has never been silent. There are organizations within the church that are silent because of money and the pressure to be silent, but the church has never been silent when it comes to injustice. You know, the people were praying and they were fasting, and they were asking God, why are you not hearing our prayers? And God's answer in Isaiah 58 is, you ask, why have we fasted? We have not seen it. We have humbled ourselves, we have not noticed. And God says, yet on the day of your fasting, as you do as you please, you exploit all your workers. Your fasting ends in quarreling and strife, and striking each other with wicked fists. You cannot fast as you do today and expect your voice to be heard on high. God says, is this the kind of fast I have chosen? Only a day for people to humble themselves? Is it only for bowing one head like a reed, for lying in sackcloth and ashes? Is this what you call a fast, says the Lord? He says, is it not the day that I have chosen as a fast to loose the chains of injustice, to untie the cords of the yoke, to set the oppressed free, and to break every yoke? Is it not to share your food with the hungry and provide the poor wanderer with shelter? You see the naked clothing and not turn away from your own flesh and blood. I'm here to remind you that that's an echo on our way back to Moses. Moses was not only one of the founders of the oldest religions that we have, Judaism. Moses led one of the first labor strikes in world history. He demanded to Pharaoh to let my people go, and they broke free from the bonds of injustice. Now you might be like some people who challenged Jesus and said, wait a minute, we are children of Abraham, we have never been slaves. I want to remind you what another freed slave says, or at least she's attributed to this. Harriet Tubman said she could have freed 1,000 more slaves if only they knew they were slaves. So there's so many people that are complicit, there's so many people that are silent in the face of injustice. But we're called to stand up, to fight against the injustice that we see. We're called to be like Jesus, who stood in the line, in the lineage of the prophet Isaiah, and proclaim that the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, to set the prisoner free, to break loose the chains of injustice. If you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. And so I want to thank you, South Carolina, for showing up and saying that you will not be silent in the face of injustice. I want you to challenge your communities of faith to get your faith leaders to be more active in standing up for your dignity. Don't ask your pastor to tell you to tithe if they're not standing up for you to have a living wage. Remind your faith leaders where Jesus stood in it, where Moses stood, and where all people could take come to stand, advocate for rights for workers. I want to take this too short and close, but Chester, South Carolina has done something that no other city that we know of in South Carolina has done. We passed a workers' rights resolution. I encourage you to Google it, to look it up. We demanded that these wages be fair, that people get paid what's worth their dignity and their worth and their value. That people get time off from work, that they have to get through spending, that they have safe workplaces. If Chester, South Carolina can do it, every other city in South Carolina can do it, and we can bring it to the state capitol.
Let's get up for Reverend Myers and the Chester Workers Center. Now, we are coming up, going down to the end of our program before we march. I want to say I heard that there is a Labor Day parade that the Republicans and the anti-union people have taken over. So we decided to have our own today. Is that right? Now I also heard that there might be some politicians like Nancy Mace or Lindsey Graham. And I heard that Lindsey Graham is actually on his way over here right now.
Yeah, right.
What are we going to say about Lindsey Graham? So first I want to introduce the treasurer, the secretary of the South Carolina Workers' Party, Bratton Young, and he's going to come up and speak to you today. Bratton and the South Carolina Workers' Party, we can have you on deck.
How y'all doing?
I've lived in Columbia for most of my life. I was born and raised here. And it's been a long time. There's been plenty of things for Labor Day, as Anson said, mattress sales and things like that. But it's been a long time since the workers who built this city, who built this state, the people inside this building are probably off on Lake Murray on their pontoon boats, becoming a public nuisance right about now. But when they get home today and they check the news, they're gonna feel a little pit in their stomach because they're gonna think something is happening. People are waking up. The workers of this country are rising up. And this is a huge achievement. All the people out here is a huge achievement. But we have a lot of work to do. The political establishment in this country has launched attack after attack on the working class. Next year will mark 250 years that we've been in a virtually one-sided class war of the rich against the working class, against the poor.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
But we have to ask
Oh, you're good. You're good.
how
Feel
much
free.
longer are we going to settle for Trump? For too long, unfortunately, the opposition party in this country, the Democratic Party, has pursued a strategy of concessions, giving this in exchange for that, signing away our rights in exchange for reached a point now, we've reached a boiling point where there are no more concessions to give. We literally have nothing left to give up. Nearly 500,000 workers just lost their union contracts, and millions more are potentially on the way. If we don't on the streets now, if we don't fortify our movement, if we don't build a real working class opposition, we're going to see real trouble. The working class needs our own political party. The bosses have two parties. Why shouldn't we have at least one? And that's the exact role that the South Carolina Workers' Party wants to play. To be a vehicle for the working class of this state to take back our power. Because the pit in the stomach of all the elected officials in this state that they're going to feel when they go back to their homes tonight and they check the news, that's not going to mean much if we don't bring the fight directly to them. We have to start taking a side, not signing off on behalf of some other side. We have to start taking our side. Who's ready to do that? So before I close out, I know I've been hard on our elected officials today, but I'm actually proud to announce that we have a special guest in the house tonight. I would like to invite Senator Lindsey Graham up to the stage. Now, Mr. Graham had the audacity to show up to Labor Day parades in the past on his day off. But I think it's time for the workers of South Carolina to remind Senator Graham, Mr. Henry McMaster, all the people in Washington, who gave them that day off? Who fought for the rights that this day off honors? Who built the movement that gave us this day off? It's more than just that. It's time for Labor Day to be Workers' Labor Day, a celebration and an honoring of working class struggle. And that's exactly what we're doing today. So I want to thank all of you for coming out, and a special thanks to Mr. Graham. Thank you. Let's take the streets.
All right.
And if you're interested in learning more about the South Carolina Workers' Party, you can come ask Mr. Graham over at our table over here.
Thank you, Bradley. Thank you, Mr. Next up, I have Janica from the Ubuntu Institute for Community Development and the Spartanburg Workers Assembly. Let's hear for Janica and the Ubuntu Institute.
Good morning, halfway after. How y'all feeling out there? Am I talking to working class people? Where you at? I am Jonathan Rock from Spartanburg together on the real world where we work at. We come to educate because we need to understand who holds the power. People who really hold the power are the working class people. Just stop for 10 days and find out how much power you got. We come together to understand the strength in our working class people, not the voting pool.
Good.
Once again, stop for 10 days and see how much stuff stops. Who built this state? Who built this state? We come together to learn about history, about who built this damn state. Our hands, our sweat, and our stolen labor. We come together to educate with demands, because we understand history now. We want reparations, we want dignity, and we want justice for all working class people. We also come to educate each other on how do we win this. We win when we organize, educate, organize. We have to get together on this. What is our future? Our future is just not about surviving. It's about educating ourselves on his policies in this working class situation, coming together and understanding if we stand together, we will make some changes, but we have to stand together. On behalf of Spartanburg, South Carolina, Ubuntu Institute, and Spartanburg Works Assembly, I give a shout out to the workers. Workers!
The workers united will never be defeated. The workers united will never be defeated. We got a couple more speakers before we get ready to line up. And next we're going to hear from our Vice President for Action from the League of Women Voters, Vice President Lynn King.
Thank you all. Greetings from the League of Women Voters of South Carolina. I've got two things I want to leave with you today. Okay, it's the League of Women Voters. I'm going to tell you to vote, but I'm going to be more specific. One of the reasons that we don't have elections that elect people who come up here to the State House and do what we think needs doing is because people don't show up for the primaries. Only 15 to 20% of registered voters show up for the primaries. Very often in this state, November, if you only show up in November, you are just rubber stamping somebody else's decision, and we know we can't keep doing that. So, please, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell everybody, get out there, vote in the primaries. The other point is, be really careful about what sounds great when you hear proposals from politicians. I've been at State House for the League for 14 years now, and I could go on for hours about the things that sounded better than they are. One of them is doing away with the income tax. Sounds great. Who doesn't want to not pay taxes? The problem is the income tax is the only form of state tax that actually can be progressive and fair. Sales tax falls too much on workers who have to spend every cent they get to stay alive. That rich people can put the money in some investment, they can go to Wall Street, but most of us have to spend what we get, and therefore we're paying most of the sales taxes. So they're going to have to, they're not going to give up government altogether, so somebody's got to pay. Believe me, it will be all of us who pay if the income tax goes away. The other thing that will happen is government will stop doing some of the things it's doing, and we all like to just have a picnic. Thing that ought to be, but my guess is most of us wouldn't be for the national capital. What we would lose is in education, in disaster relief, in technical education. We all need it for us. So,
we got some of our.
Be really careful when it never ends. So on behalf of the Women Voters of South Carolina, thank you all for all others and take that care into your neighborhood, take that care into the voting booth. Thank you.
Let's hear for our League of Women Voters. Next up, I want to bring it up. This is Javar Juarez from the Columbia Urban Broadcast Network. He's going to share some words with you.
Javar Juarez.
Unjustice taken.
My wife's graphic will show she did better.
Today, and I thank God for the strength to stand in the face of foolishness and prideful men and women. These are people who stand in the well of this country and who now campaign to live in mansions down the road. Yet care nothing for anybody but themselves. I have a problem, and I believe we all here share that same problem. My problem is not only with Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Stephen Miller, Peter Thiel, and Elon Musk, but with the corruption that begins right here at home. I have a problem with the Lieutenant Governor of South Carolina, Pamela Edwards. She is seeking to be the governor.
That might be a better angle.
I have a problem with Alan Wilson, who traveled to New York to defend a sexual being and who stood before microphones in defense of a criminal president. I have a problem with Rob Turner, whose principles spread across our field, yet he could not salvage the Panthers' failed training facility. Do not believe they all look the same. For that corruption lives only on one side. We must rise up against both parties when they fail the working people. We must demand the return of South Carolina democracy. The state that once led the nation and created public education, that created schools for the deaf and blind, and that gave more engineers and the real fight is here at home, on these streets, at zoning and planning commissions, in city councils, in county councils, at school boards, the public service commission, our senate districts, our house districts, and even in our family.
How y'all doing? He has a pumpkin head. Oh, okay.
If my people are hungry, yours are. There is not enough law enforcement to push us all when we rise together. When we unite, we knock down oppression, hatred, division, corporate greed, and endless tax abatement that bleed our state pride while corporations grow fat. Listen, children, we have work to do, and it begins at home. The best work that you can ever do is within the walls of your own home. If you do not know where to begin there. For when we begin at home, we build the strength to change our state, and from there, the nation. And if you live in the city of Philadelphia, on November 4th, 2025, we need change in the city of Philadelphia. I'm asking you to vote for Sam Johnson and for Mr. Williams so that we can move forward. Thank you. God bless you.
Who reminded me that in this state house, 150 years ago, we had to go through president state legislation, the minority black legislator during Reconstruction. Let me hear you make some. You know we need another Reconstruction today. We're gonna hear as we conclude our program from our sister Angel Heavenly, from our friend here, a strong and powerful disability rights advocate today who will deliver a powerful message to remind us of the diversity and the strength of our working class. Let's give it up.
So supposedly, there's a march shortly.
Hello, everyone. I am a proud resident of Richland County and of the great state of South Carolina. And today is Labor Day. We should be resting We should be celebrating the dignity of our work. Instead, we are here speaking and protesting and soon marching because the fight is not over. And we do this not for ourselves alone, but for the people, for the greater purpose and for generations to come. Billionaires and their cronies happily hoard their wealth while families are struggling to eat. They strip our rights, they crush unions, and they try to divide and silence us. They snatch and grab whatever they want, and they say, life is first come, first serve. And that's how they treat working people and our children. Like we don't matter. We are not afraid. We are not disposable, and we are not backing down. Here in South Carolina, 78% of us have no paid family or medical leave. 1 in 5 of us is an immigrant. And people with disabilities like myself know this, that disability rights are workers' rights. Every adult in South Carolina has a disability, and many of us are working often with lower wages, fewer benefits, and very little security. The Americans with Disabilities Act was not given to us. It was won in the streets, through protests, through organizing, through solidarity. The same spirit is alive here today. We demand public schools to be better for the people. We demand health care for all, not hedge funds and Wall Street greed. We demand fairness, dignity, and the freedom to live, work, and retire in security. The billionaires' time is up. Workers are rising. Immigrants are rising. Disabled people are rising. And when we rise together, we cannot be stopped. We will not be stopped. This Labor Day and every day, we will fight. We will organize. We will win. Say it with me. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Solidarity forever.
Next up, we're all going to hear from our brother Abdullah Uthman Bueno, who is a postal worker and a veteran and a member of Veterans for Peace. Veterans for Peace. Peace be upon you. Veterans for Peace stands with the working class against the billionaire robber barons, Wall Street war profiteers, and the big tech mafia, such as Amazon, Google, Meta, and Starlink, who invested $7.2 billion into Project Nimbus, used to surveil, target, and facilitate killing innocent Palestinians. Artificial intelligence programs like The Gospel, which Israeli intelligence uses, and Lavender, which is a Palantir program, facilitate this genocide. Veterans for Peace is against repression by U.S. colleges and universities against students and faculty who have acted courageously to educate the public about the U.S.-Israeli genocide and divestment from military contractors. The silence of the U.S. hospital system about the genocide and repression of staff members speaking out. The complicity of major U.S. press organizations, mainstream media, which has failed to accurately report on what is really happening. The political class that refuses to invest in the American people, claiming there's no money for social programs and modernization, which is a lie, because it's appropriations bills in Article 1, Section 9, Clause 7 of the U.S. Constitution that fund federal programs, not tax dollars. They increase the military budget, give tax cuts for the wealthy, instead of funding housing, healthcare, education, and raising the minimum wage to a living wage. I joined the military to serve my country, only later to find out who I was really serving. The interest of criminal multinational billionaires with no allegiance to the American people. President Eisenhower in 1961 warned us of the undue influence from the military-industrial complex. Now it has become the military-industrial Zionist media academic congressional complex. When workers unite and support one another, we can accomplish anything. So we call upon all those workers in uniform, military, police, law enforcement to remember your oath to the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights, to protect the working people of America and not be pawns of the billionaires. Free America, free Palestine, remember Aaron Bushnell. Let's give it up for our veterans for specialties, our postal workers. I want to give a shout out to our crew as we conclude today, to IATSE, the theater and stage employees, our crew, 347, doing our sound, doing our setup. Every single movie, TV show you see, it's because there's somebody behind the camera, behind the stage. And for that reason, I'm gonna introduce President Harry Palmer of the Theater and Stage Union, Local 347 and 491. Let's give it up for President Palmer.
I'm a last-minute addition. The person that was supposed to give the speech actually had one written. It was very nice, very flowery, very powerful, very pointed. I have a tendency to speak very extemporaneously and spontaneously. My politics are unabashedly left. I am very pro-union. I am the president of IATSE 491, which represents North Carolina, South Carolina, and Savannah in doing motion picture work. And I also am the president of Local 347 right here in the Columbia area, and we do stage and convention work in this market. And I want to tell you that the people behind the scenes are the ones that matter. The people that can move other people are the ones that matter. I am not a public speaker. I do what I can do, and I've heard a lot of people bring up history. History is a wonderful thing, and I just want to ask each of you, if you have the time, as much as I don't want to put this name in my mouth, look up Vance Muse, V-A-N-C-E-M-U-S-E, and you will see the evil man that perpetrated the right to work for less culture that we all suffer under. And I believe in a living wage and a competitive wage and the rights of working people to take care of their families with dignity and benefits for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Palmer. Are you ready to march? Are you ready to march for our postal workers? For our government, for our services, for our health care, for our education, for our unions and our good jobs and living wages? Let's give it up for our final speaker, who's gonna light us on fire, Brother Craig Harwell, with AWARE and the South Carolina AFL-CIO. Let's hear it for Brother Craig.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'll be real quick. We got about 2 minutes and we got to get started. Politics without economics. Symbol without substance. We have too many political leaders who are just symbols with no substance, while the billionaires rob the working class and they allow it. Do you know how much $1 billion is? $1 billion. It takes you 26 years or more to spend $1 billion. This was spend $105,000 every day. 26 years. Let me say it again. 26 years. $9,190 days to spend $1 billion. You would have to spend $105,000 or more a day. So what about those with $10 billion? What about those with $20 billion? The political leaders of this country are guiding the working class to hell because they cater to the billionaires.
How's it going?
Good, man.
Cool if I take a photo up this close? Just ignore me.
You must be Thank you for listening. Let's go ahead and thank you.
All right, y'all, let's get ready to go. Y'all ready? I'm gonna ask us to open up this lane on the right here. Let's open this up. I'm asking for all my peacekeepers, my marshals, meet me at that white and black flag up front. All my union peacekeepers, yellow shirts. Yes. Let's meet me up at the front. All the marshals. Let me see y'all moving first.
Where's the march going?
This away.
Super.
To the post office, in the street. I said, Sam, on the sidewalk or in the street? He said, we're in the street, all the way to the post office and back.
Okay.
Newspaper to prepare our photographers, our videographers, if they would like to prepare to set up for the march. But now, before we take our first step off to the post office, I would like to introduce our brother.
Going down Main. We going down Main or are we going down to the right? How's this going? Maybe? Double checking on this route. Do you know the route? Is it straight down Main Street and then to the left?
About five or six blocks until we get to whatever that road is that the post office is to the left.
Okay.
I'm not sure the name of that road.
Okay. That's fine. Are we gonna come like make a loop around, or are we going back and forth, back and
We're
out?
gonna go there and then we're gonna come back.
I need you on I need you to guard that.
Ooh. Nope. Open up the wrong one again. There's supposed to be a picture of the route, but I guess.
Don't worry about it. Oh.
What is the name of that
So
street? If I can't, I don't know if I can enlarge it. Because I got my fingers.
That's good. That's good.
Blanding? Okay.
Blanding.
Going straight up, Blanding.
Okay.
Make a left and come back up on Payne.
Thank you. Anyone curious? They're going up to Blanding, going to the post office from Blanding, and then coming back. So we're going up on a march up to Blanding Street. It's like through the middle of the street. Looks like they're gonna have a law enforcement escort. We're going to the post office and coming back.
I can bump the media advisory. I can share.
Okay.
All right, let's take it on the move. Face that way. The workers united will never be defeated. The workers united will never be defeated. The workers united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. Brother James, can we close the tape, Brother Warren? We can close the tape. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The people united will never be defeated.
Up. Run, cat, run!
Y'all in terms of landing. Thank you.
All right. I'm back on it.
Nancy Mace has got to go.
Nancy Mace has got to go.
Nancy Mace has got to go.
All right, let's hear this one. When war occurs out under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back.
Hello. Low power mode on the phone. Yeah, if I run, it's gonna be shaky.
United will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The unions united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. All right, I'm going to say, who got the power? And you say, we got the power. Who got the power? We got the power. Who got the power? We got the power. And I'm going to say, what kind of power? And you say, union power. What kind of power? Union power. What kind of power?
All right, so now I'm about to take off. Excuse the jittering. I gotta get past everybody. So this is pretty much what happens when you cover a march. You run a lot, or at least I do. So right now, I'm gonna try make a photo with an iconic business in the background.
Your time is up! Your time is up! The billionaires, your time is up! The billionaires! The billionaires! The billionaires! Your time is up! Your time is up! The billionaires!
Further back.
We want a democracy! We get democracy!
And we're off again, if you're still with me.
Amen.